So let's start with talking about Fantasy Live events. Let's go back to when we actually had live events. What is a live event? So you would, before the event happens, you would log your character sheet. Ian did most of the logistics. He would upgrade your character sheet. You would show up for the event on a Friday night. You would go through our Marshall line, logistics lines, you get your character sheets, all of that good stuff. Um, Bit of an opening speech, and then we would run from Friday night to Sunday. Some of the things we have is like a meal plan. You'd come up to the window, have your food set. Plot would run all weekend. Sunday, when game is called, we have our great cleaning crew would clean up the place, put everything away. We would store up, we would go home, and then plan for the next one. So one of the biggest things is we're planning on when, not if, but when we go back, what that means. And a lot of people have been asking me this, like, do we have a plan? What is our plan? And they want to know everything. And the problem is we can't have an exact plan because we don't know what the future holds. One thing we do know is eventually we'll be back at live events. The only way to do that is to have the Canadian government say it is safe for having an outside gathering. Inside gathering is the largest FA is. Once they say it's fine and Ontario says it's fine, we still have to think about, we rent right now a scout camp. The Scouts Canada will have to also say, we want you back on our lands. We're going to open back up. It's safe. At that moment, Ian and I have already talked about certain things, but we'll have ourselves a long, in-depth meeting. What do we want to do next? Do we think it's safe to have this many people? And once we feel it's safe, we'll be implementing new rules, things of that nature, whatever that might be at the time. Whatever the Scouts tells us to do, Ontario tells us to do, we'll bring those in. At that point, we'll have to talk to Mike, plot manager. We're going to tell him that it's a go. So are you ready to go in a month or two? Mike will get the team ready and we'll start announcing it. At that point, we'll have to bring in a lot of different things. And I mentioned things like the meal plan will be changed. The way we clean things will be changed, just because it's a different world now we're going to be living in for probably ever. Once all of that is done, we'll announce it, and we hope everyone will come back in a safe environment, and we'll be back to live events.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. So Doug, I think one of the things almost everybody's going to ask you is what's going on with plot? Like, how are we going to run? We kind of just stopped, and now we're going to start again eventually. Like, how's that going to go?
Yeah, well, we're not going to go back in time or anything and say that now it's like 2020 still or anything like that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Live that over. Groundhog Day. Um, Mike had a plan, a vision for 2020 plot, for the year-long plot line. We started it. It was ongoing. When we had the pause, of course, we've had meetings with him. Now that we're running Roll20, Fantasy Live, and Dice, we'll call it that instead. Um, Mike has also helped us out putting in little hooks and plot there, which will come back. When we go back to live events, Mike will have everything set. More than likely, the original plot line will be slightly altered for what has been happening because things have changed. But the main line will be there. The team are just itching to get back at it. We have so much to do. So nothing will be lost. We'll pick back up and we should be good.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. So, and I think there's one other thing we wanted to incorporate into the new stuff that we're talking about, right? The backgrounds. That's one
So
thing we're working on.
yeah, so again, one of the meetings we had an idea that we looked into everything that we've been doing over the years, and we realized I don't organize anything very well. So everyone knows that. One of the things we have is all of the backstories all the characters have sent in. We have them all underneath their character files. It's not very easy to get to. So let's say Mike and his team have a plot line of a certain god, and he wants to know every character in game who not only has bought that god, but maybe has a history of their parents or something with that god. Other than going through every single backstory, which is just a pain, it's hard to remember who's who. So we came up with this idea, and we have someone working on it, of a background filing system. So one of the things we're going to be announcing very soon is we want everyone to resubmit their backstories, but not only up to when they showed up in York, but up to now, so they can add into what they have done in town. A lot of what this will help with is, again, like I said, we as owners can go in there and pick up whatever we want to, and little tidbits, personal plot lines. Mike will be able to go in there. Everything will be organized. So that's one of the new things we're going to be putting out very soon.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about that one too, because I think it'll help get a whole lot of more personal things going on if we can actually like reference these backgrounds more than we have before. So yeah, looking forward to that
Yeah,
part too.
yeah. One of the things we used to do is we had years ago every game we're going to do one or two personal plot lines, but that's when you have 15 players. It's you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So this is going to help with that for sure.
Yeah, and I know one of the things we've talked about with plot is trying to incorporate the personal plot into the main plot. So we have the ideas of the things we want to do and what we want to accomplish, and then just getting those hooks onto people that much more by saying, okay, well, we've looked at your background. This actually fits what you want to do. So hey, here's your hook into the plot, and it kind of gets everybody into it that much more. That's something we hope we can pull out of this new system that we're building up.
Yeah, yeah. Really excited about the organization. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. All right, I guess that's it for that one, isn't it? I
I think so.
think so. All right. Well, if anyone has questions on any of these as we go along, feel free to message us afterwards, and we can chat about things, or we'll maybe do another one of these things later on too.